What's going on, YouTube and Facebook? Today, we are going to be doing something we haven't done it in a while. We've done it maybe like 3 months ago, but we were interviewing people who weren't directly with Black Sands Entertainment, right? So today, we're going to talk to one of our longtime partners in development, Joshua Bullock. He is the creator of Monarchs Comics. They've created multiple comic books. They've created a lot. He's done a lot of animation in his life, so he does a crap load of that. He have his own animation studio, right, called Boom,
Yep.
right?
Boom Animation.
And,
Yep.
and basically, you've been on the grind, man. Somehow you've managed to do a lot of animation for us. A lot of comic books, like entire Cosmic Girls, was done by you, like 56 pages long. Done by us. You still got your books out there that came out, right? And now you're working on the Cosmic Girls short, right, for Karina, right? And we don't know what's gonna happen after that. Allegedly, you're gonna do issue 4, 5, and 6 of Black Sands the second we hit 600 patrons. So that's what's happening right now. But I got a question for you before you go and introduce yourself to everybody. I got a question for you. How the hell do you pull all this stuff off in such a small amount of time? Do you have a 9 to 5? I know we had this conversation before, but the audience doesn't know. What was your move to get this much time to be able to pull off all these projects at the same time?
Oh man. So a part of it was, so basically in 2018, I had left my job at Smash Bits Animation, which is located in well, now it's located in Kentucky. It was located in Evansville, Indiana. And so I left there, and that was around the time that I started Monarchs. And I think I had a little bit of money saved up, and I was like, I want to try the freelance thing and see how that goes. And so, I started doing freelance work, and then, that's where, we linked up and we started doing some work together, and I was doing some work for a couple other people. And yeah, I was just saving up and slowly just working on Monarchs behind the scenes. Originally I was doing it on webtoons, and then I was like, okay, I really want to do a comic book. I really want to actually print something. And so it took me, like, chapter 2 took about a year. So that was my whole thing, was I'm not going to let that happen again. But behind the scenes, I was slowly trying to develop the style. I was slowly trying to develop chapter 1 and chapter 2.
Well, I know that you got like freaking 80 characters, man, and we only see them so far in the comics.
gotta get people.
We know there's a long-term plan out there. Definitely a road. We just got to build the additional, cross section.
Yeah, just getting people hyped, just getting people to see what the potential of the series could be. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I just make time. My 9 to 5 is, well, now my 9 to 5 is, working with Boom Animation. And then I'm still doing Monarchs on the side. So I guess I've kind of figured out my workflow that I didn't have before. So yeah, I just figured out, like, the formula.
Well, that's one thing that most people would love to do with their creative lives, right? Eventually they want to get out there and just do what the hell they're doing.
Right.
9 to 5 without somebody breathing on their neck trying to figure out what they should be doing. The first couple of years was a bit of a struggle for you, if I remember. You had to balance out how you gonna pay that rent, right? And make this independent comic book. A lot of people, they go out there, they don't realize how much, even if you're not paying for other artists or writers or stuff like that in order to make your stuff, the amount of time you have to dedicate to your production is money burning. That rent money is coming no matter what, and if you can't figure out how to pay that, you got to do that. So what you did, and I think it's very important for a lot of the guys here who are actually creators who are tuning in. I think it's extremely important for you guys to understand that sometimes you gotta just work your way up the chain. Josh over here, when he first started doing commissions online, he was charging the most ridiculous rates for his skill. He was way better than what the hell he was charging. He was charging like $20 a headshot or some shit like that. I was like, nigga, are you living in Thailand or something? He he was far east prices that he was giving out because at the end of the day, no one really knew him at the time, right? So he didn't have that many clients, that many not enough eyes on him to get the So he had to get as many as he could. So if he can get 20 in a month, he would get 20 in a month because that's the grind. You just got to grind. And eventually, once he started getting enough clients and he started growing his Instagram, and this is something important too for you guys who are trying to grow your social media awareness, right? He started, when I met him, he was at like 300, 400 followers on Instagram and stuff like that. And I gave him a boost or two to get him up to like 1,000, 2,000 followers and stuff like that. But then, after a while, he started taking off and stuff. He started doing his own promotional campaigns. He's dropping his characters every 5 seconds. And so enough, he eventually, got up to 25,000 followers today from like 2 years ago when it was like 300. So big things happen. It wasn't no random burst. Sometimes people get random bursts and they get like massive amount of followers in a short period of time. He didn't get none of those. It was always little bit by little bit by little bit, all the way up to 25K. So believe in yourself. You can do it. Get a dedicated customer base, dedicated fans. Now all we need is a Kickstarter from Joshua Bullock, so he can start working a lot faster on his comic book.
Yeah, that's coming. That's coming. I'm working on that.
So you got a copy of your comic right now?
Yeah, I got so here are, actually let me take it out the package here. So chapter 1 right here. Make sure you guys can see that.
Yeah, it looks clean. And what about inside?
See the inside a little bit.
So look at that right there, man. Super stylized martial arts storyline. It's like a Shonen Jump, that kind of feel to it, but very, very, very unique. And it's mostly because he's an animation guy. He's been doing animation his entire life. So he has a very different art style from somebody who loves comic books, right? Yeah. Or somebody who even loves manga. It's completely different. So that's what he's been doing. His comic books are now available in a store, right? Monarchs Comics. Let me see if I can get this right. I don't want to mess it up. Monarchscomic.com, right? Yeah, monarchscomic.com. You can get all the prints, the shirts, whatever, right? But more importantly, what you're doing is you're helping support somebody who's sacrificed a crap load of stuff to get to where he's at and actually did the work. A lot of people be in my DMs online and stuff talking about, hey, man, I got this awesome idea, man. I just need you to go and create this comic book for me, and then we can take off and we can be real big. You know what I mean? This is amazing. And I'm like, just make the book and I'll check it out. If it's good, I'll support it. I'll follow it. I'll raise money for it. I'll freaking buy it. I don't give a damn. But I can't deal with ideas. A lot of idea people out there who don't want to take that sacrifice in order to become independent in the first place. They're like, I don't want to do all this stuff. I don't want to do commissions. Like, this dude had to do commissions. His whole first year, he was just running around doing commissions nonstop. And still trying to put his book out. Everything was an ends to a means. He was like, look, I'm doing commissions so that I can write my book. Not I'm doing this commission so that I can do commissions for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? And he's done conventions for the first time a couple of months ago, right?
Actually, last year. So last year I went to Atlanta Comic-Con. I didn't have any set up.
When I say a couple of months ago, what I really mean is a couple of months before the world ended. All right. So like nobody's done anything for a couple of months. I mean, that's Corona just stopped all conventions, period. But a little bit earlier than that, right?
Yeah, in February.
Convention, right?
Yeah, I had a little meet and greet thing at a local comic book shop, and actually it's really cool. They actually have my comic on the shelf. So like if you're in the Indianapolis area, Comic Carnival off of Keystone, they have books there, so you can go pick it up there. I'm actually getting more prints for chapter 2 sent to them, so they can put it on the shelf as well.
Roger that. All right, so that's your struggle, right? But that's what you came from, and now you're actually here. You're in the space now. You're no longer this guy who's looking through the window, wondering if he'll ever be able to get into the game. You're there. You've passed the first death, according to Manuel Toys. 3 deaths of indie publishing, right? So so the first death is making a damn book, right? Make a high
Yeah.
quality book that clearly should be on the shelves with everybody else's books, right? That's the first step. Pulling that off in a reasonable amount of time. You're a little lacking on the time, but that's all right. People slow down at the beginning. You got bills to pay, right? Now we're gonna do
Yeah.
Kickstarter, so you don't have to worry about these bills as much. But the next death, right, that you need to avoid is velocity. That means you got to be able to prove that you could sell X amount of books, right? Say I got to sell 1,000 books in a year. Have to. If you can't do it, then you can't make money off your books. Because I always tell people, people trying to compete with comic shops and stuff, $5, $10 comics, stuff like that. But if your comic books print cost $5, right?
Yeah.
And you got to advertise to sell the book by either buying a booth at a convention or buying online ads. Then at the end of the day, you're making $1, $2 off of every $10 book, and that means that you have to sell 80 to 90% of your inventory in order to break even.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the cycle of death. It's like you get to that point where you just can't make any money, you can't make more books, you get stuck. So that's the death you need to watch out for. I'll help you with the strategies to get better velocity, right? Because once you get velocity, you can actually do bigger orders, and then you got to control cost and everything else later on. But that's the third. Don't worry about the third. If you get the third death, you did good for you with your life. All right. But the first and second one is very basic, and it can be handled within the first 2 years of your career. You got to be able to get that velocity up, and we're gonna try to help you as well, right? I think you guys are Shonen fans, right? Or you guys watching this right now, right? Ain't nobody here talking about, man, I just don't like Black Shonen Jumps. I don't want to buy any of those. Nobody's doing that in our audience. So I think we're pretty good on that. Now, let's talk about the animation stuff.
Yeah.
You've obviously done animations your entire life. Can you tell people your experience in animation and what Boom is to you?
Yeah. So I guess I'll start off with. So I went to school for 5 years. Learned animation, and once I got out, I kind of had trouble. I did signed up for a Disney internship. Didn't go through. Kind of got down on myself, and then basically I started doing YouTube. I started seeing a lot of YouTube animators, really making it, and so I said, okay, let me try this out. Let me do this. That was around the time where like Five Nights at Freddy's was big, and all the kids was into that. So I started doing little animations based off that game, based off some YouTubers, and then I also did a couple of original things myself. And my channel started to grow. It started to grow quickly. One of the videos that I did hit 3 mil, and that's when Smashbits found me. And Smashbits reached out. They said, "Hey, we're in Evansville. Come on down. Do some work." So I went down there. At first, we were doing animation work just for YouTube and like YouTubers, kind of small stuff. But then we started to elevate and started doing like stuff for Disney XD and DreamWorks TV, and so it kind of evolved. And so I did that for about 2 years, and then, like I said before, in 2018, that's when I left. And then, just started doing freelance stuff and kind of didn't do animation for a little bit while I was doing all those commissions. Mm-hmm. And then, got back into it. I guess here in the last year, really got back into it and started, applying it to Monarchs, and, tried to jump back in. So basically, what Boom means to me, Boom means I wanted to make an impact here, especially in Indy. We are a Indiana-based studio, so we're a cloud studio at the moment. But the majority of the team is in Fort Wayne. I'm here in Indianapolis, and so I wanted to make an impact. There's just really nothing here, and and that's another reason why I was able to charge those low prices, because you living here in Indy, man, it ain't like living out in California. If I was living in Cali, it would have been a whole different game. But yeah, I wanted to have an impact, and I have a whole bunch of IPs. Yeah. And I was sitting on them. And Monarchs was kind of the blowout one. Monarchs was the one I was like, I gotta focus on this. There's something here. But then the other ones, I was like, oh my gosh, but I got these other dope ones. I really want to work on them. So that's when my former professor, Matt White, came to me, and he basically said, yo, let's start a studio. And I was like, yeah, yeah, let's do it. And he had recently helped me out with 2 projects. We had a project called Ghoul Sitters, which we had sent to Frederator. Frederator reviewed it. They didn't pick it up, unfortunately, but they did like it, and they said that, you know, they wanted to see more of it. They wanted us to kind of go back in and rework it. And then Black History Beats, which is kind of like a schoolhouse rock, but with hip hop and talking about Black history. We won 3 Telly Awards off of that when I was working with students at St. Francis. And so that's another IP that we were like, yo, we got to take as well. So that's kind of where, you know, the whole idea came from. We were like, we really want to get these IPs, but then we also started these other projects with you. And we're like, we want to get these projects off the ground because these projects need to be seen. Yeah. You know, they need to be seen by the world.
So that's the journey of Boom Studios, right? You did episode 3 of Black Sands.
Yes.
So you were in charge of that one. And really, you know, honestly, you know, that's good. That's a good hustle if you can get it going, is motion comics.
Yeah.
Because people suck at motion comics. They just suck at it, man. You take their comic book files and make a freaking awesome, you know, animation. It's not really that hard, right? But it's technical. And but it's easy, you know, thousands of dollars a month easily, you know, might even get 10,000 a month from just like 5 clients, just because, you know, it's such a very specialized work ethic, right? And one of the things that we're doing as far as Black Sands is concerned is we raised a lot of money to do the actual animation, the Netflix level animation for Black Sands: The Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah.
That's the business model. We make comic books. That's the business model. We do all that stuff, you know, finding people and stuff, getting them into our label. That is our way of, you know, spending the money properly and making business moves. One thing that isn't a business move is basically our episodes that you see online. When we issued 1, 2, and 3 online. And I just want to make sure Josh is still here. Josh, you there? We might have lost him. Let's see if we can get him back. Okay, there we go. You back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, my internet never fails, man.
Yeah. So you know, but one of the things that we were doing was we were developing these animations on YouTube just for the clout of it, right? Like, we don't need this. Doesn't give us money. YouTube views don't give us money. But what it does is it allows people who have kids and stuff like that to show the kids an amazing production. Episode 1, well, first of all, the episode you just did got to 50,000 views today, I think. So it just hit 50,000 views. YouTube seems to love our content, so they keep suggesting our content for like ever. So right now, our episode 1 of Black Sands is up to 750,000 views. And it's getting about 15,000 views every 2 days or something like that. You know, and that's just YouTube pushing it. It's not even us. I guess people who are seeing it, they're commenting a lot, they're liking it a lot, and as a result, YouTube's like, I wonder if other people will like it. And they just keep posting it and posting it. So we're doing great as far as that's concerned. What we want to do is do 4, 5, and 6. We already have the issues done, you know, but they're not done in motion comic form. We have the actors already in place. We just don't have the budget for it. I mean, it's pretty expensive to do all those voice actors and everything else and production. But we've already come to an agreement with you. So that's one part of the puzzle, right? The actors most likely will be able to come back in once we pay them their rates and everything else. And we can get the production done. Right now, I'm at 450 patrons. what I need in order to be able to make that without basically going deep into our own reservoirs where we need to make the real big stuff, the real business stuff, is 600 patrons. Once I get 600 patrons, we can start production immediately, right? And I think I gave you a 3-month timetable, right? I said, hey, about 3 months or so, 3 months to make the stuff. He said he could do it in 3, and I believe him. He's always been, hey, if it's one thing you want to do, if you ever want to hire this man to do something for animation, right? He's gonna get it done fast. All right, that's just what they do. They don't spend 10,000 years trying to do stuff and get it done. And first of all, let me just show some respect to him right there. Thank you so much, Raquel. How do I say that anyway? I think it's I can't pronounce that. I'm just gonna say Rose. All right. Thank you so much for $2. I really appreciate it, man. And I don't really get those that often. I don't get people throwing cash at me on YouTube, man. Never happened. So that one's a really nice thing for you guys to do for us. But one thing is, we do like throwing cash in the pockets of the people we know are doing their work and getting things done. We've done massive amount of business with Joshua here, aka Sky Legends, right? That's actually his YouTube channel, right? That's the YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, that's the YouTube channel.
Sky Legends. Go follow that. He got a lot more followers than me. Yeah, he probably cheated, but whatever. But
we're reviving it. We're in talks right now to revive it. Haven't posted anything in a while, so don't think it's dead.
Yeah, you know how it is, man. I know exactly how it is. But for everybody who wants to get episode 4, 5, and 6 animated, right? We could do that. We're just gonna need 600 patrons. We're at 450 already. We actually gained 100 patrons in the last 20 days. So we've been kicking ass. The community has been kicking ass. All right. So I'm not tripping off of that. I think we're gonna make our 600. You want to come in here right now and subscribe on Patreon? More power to you. I'll tell you this though, for $5, you get 11 comic books from us day one. Second you log on, 11 comics. That's 6 from Black Sands and 7 Kingdoms. That's the first Pharaoh. That is Chioma. That is Arali. I think it's Arali. Then we got what the hell? There's so many comic books. Oh yeah, Cosmic Girl. Cosmic Girl is there.
Yeah.
And we also have I forgot the last one, but it's there. There's 11 freaking comic books, man. How the hell am I supposed to remember all that stuff? But yeah, all that stuff's there day one. I'm talking about day one. Then on top of that, we're gonna be releasing comic books every single month. We have these are from people who have signed with us. So that's the people who've all signed exclusives on BSP, the app that we're developing. So they let us have their comic books early in order for us to grow our patrons, so we can support more people to sign them in and then get them into our comic store. That's how we do it. I've promoted people for years for free. I'm not doing it anymore, except for him. But for the most part, I don't promote people for free anymore because they run away with the clout and act like they don't. People have been taking people from me for years, just signing people out of nowhere after I'm talking to them and I'm building them up. So I protect my influence now, but once you in, I've been treating people with mad love. We just had a Kickstarter just the other day from one of my clients, right? And, I brought him an extra 5 G's on his Kickstarter campaign, right? So he's good. He's good for at least 6 months. He's good on his production, right? And that was a perk. It wasn't even something that was a part of the contract. I paid him for to be on the app, right? So I paid him straight up. That was an extra thing I did for him because I want everybody who's a part of Black Sands to feel like they're getting maximum exposure from being with the brand. You know what I mean? I mean, at the end of the day, I hope that you personally can sell 1,000 copies of every single issue a year, at least minimum. I want that to be your personal thing without Black Sands saying jack, right? And then when I say stuff, it's just the burst. The burst is stuff that happens to come in, right? But for the most part, I hope that every person who signs with me learns from, and I do trainings all the time and give advice and work with people all the time, that they are basically dominating by themselves, like fucking obliterating the competition. Because this is a competition. This ain't no, we ain't sharing nothing. Everybody likes saying, oh yeah, we're all brothers and we all sticking together. I am trying to destroy that black man on the other side of this aisle. All right. I'm sorry. I can't share nothing. I have to be there and I have to win. Because at the end of the day, we're not going to grow. This stuff, how many years? We've waited 40 years for anything on ancient Africa. Anything. Please, for God's sake, somebody make something on ancient Africa. And we could all hold hands and be like, we're just going to bring ourselves up together. Or one warlord could bring the horde and destroy Hollywood. That's how I see it. Other people might not see it that way, but I see it as I have to be a warlord. I have to basically subjugate everybody, and then I'm bringing the fight to Hollywood. It's because every other way's failed for like the last 40 years. So we got to do it ourselves. So I don't know. Maybe I might be a little wrong. Maybe people might see it that way, but that's one of the reasons why my social media page is probably one of the most reckless social media pages on Instagram for creators, right? And other creators are like, Black Lives Matter hashtag, and they call it day. They won't go too far with that, right? and they don't want to offend the wrong people. They don't want Disney saying, you know what, I wasn't planning on, I was literally liking the show, but those comments you said kind of disturbed me. They don't want that moment to happen. Me, I don't give a damn. I got no deal on the table, right? I'm like, and I look at statistics too, right? I'm like, I don't care how many books I sell. I've sold 50,000. Nobody's gonna care. I'm not on a top 10 manga list for Black indie creators, even though I have 50,000 copies sold. It's like it's like no matter what I do, I'm not gonna make these things because I'm not a part of the in crowd. But that's okay because I have all these parents, like the ones tuned in right now, right? I have all these people who are my age, 25, 34-year-olds, going out there, and they're sick of the shit. They want to get it done. That's why we're joining the Patreon. That's why we support creators like you and get you out there. That's why you need to launch your damn Kickstarter so we can throw a lot of money at you. Everybody's trying to figure out how to throw money at you right now. I'm in the comment section. They're saying, where's your freaking campaign so we can throw money at you? And we can't do it yet. You were supposed to Kickstarter a couple months ago, and you said, hey, I'm going to hold off on that.
Yeah, I did.
Don't be too nervous about it. I got you. Just freaking launch it. All right. So, but yeah, we're an army. We are an army. Everybody of all my supporters, all my investors, people who own stock, they're ready to go and just blow up every single person who joins our cause. All right. Soldiers are soldiers. Once you've shown that you have the grit to make your own books, to go out there, talk the talk, do your thing, you're going to get signed. You're going to be on our app. You're going to be on your Kickstarter campaigns with all of us just throwing stuff at you as much as possible. We're going to be sharing your stuff online. You're going to grow influence. And hopefully you're going to be another warrior who's just carrying the banner into the next battle. Because at the end of the day, we just got to take this stuff over, man. Nobody else is doing anything. And it's driving me nuts. Everybody's looking for that damn deal, and the only one we've seen. And guess what? Most of the creators in the Black space, in the Black indie space. You know them. You talk to all of them. I've talked to all of them. I've gone to shows and been right around them, the whole bunch of them, right? Only one of them got a deal for their comic series to become a show. Only one of them. And that series, the characters are, one of the heroes is a pimp who pimp slaps people with his green powers. I guess that's the one that goes through. Hollywood gets 1,000 pitches for Harriet Tubman every year. That's one of the most written about characters in Black history. Harriet Tubman. Yep. They decided to fund one last year. Which one did they decide to fund? The one with a mythical Black guy who hunts other Black people, right? And right? That's the bad guy in the story, a mythical one. All the real people in her life that were horrible, and they had to create a Black character, a Black male, to beat up a Black woman and be the main villain of the story. Thousands of pitches. There were thousands of scripts thrown to them. They said, this is the one we want to spend the money on. So this is the kind of propaganda we have to be fighting against at all times. And the more we draw our line in the sand, the more black people go, fuck it, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. You know? I just believe that's the reality of this space. And that's why I think you're going to succeed. That's why I think we're going to succeed. That's why I think our show is going to be fully funded independently. And that's why I think eventually we're going to do a deal with Amazon, one of the least greedy creative things out there, right? Everybody's like, do Netflix. I said, Netflix takes everything. They take your bone marrow with deals. They do not want to share nothing. They will take every ounce of blood you got. But Amazon, if you've done it all yourself, all they want to have is like 5%. They're like, hey, can we have 5% in exclusive rights to show it on Prime? And you're like, sure, why not? And they're like, okay, here's like freaking $30 million. Because they don't give a shit. All they care about is winning subscribers. They don't care about whether the show does X amount of sales or whatever. All they care about, but no licensing, because you're going to sell your products on Amazon anyway. They get their cut, regardless if they have the licensing or not. You know,
they're gonna get their cut.
They don't care. So these are one of the best people that we could do business with as far as like any type of deals in the future. So that's why I don't care about anybody else. You know, all you gotta do is prove that you're unstoppable, and they will come to the table. You know, but that's our game. That's what we're doing right now. I'm sure you're doing something similar on a smaller scale, but you are trying to get to that point where you're just a steamroller, like plowing over everybody.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now, I want to leave the last segment to you. You go ahead and you tell people what you want to say. Just I don't care what it is. You can tell them anything, right? And then after that, I'm gonna cut you off, and I'm gonna let everybody else ask questions. All right? I'm gonna give the audience about 10 minutes to ask questions. I'm just gonna pull them up just like this. Boom, and then I'm just gonna let us ask these questions, and then we're gonna be done. So this is your section right now. Handle that, bro.
Cool. Well, I guess going off of what you said, yeah, it's time. You know, one reason why I got into Monarchs, one reason why, you know, I started Monarchs because I saw a whole bunch of artwork, you know, Dragon Ball Z artwork that, you know, they would take Dragon Ball Z characters, make them black. And, you know, the art was dope, but I was like, why is no one doing something like that? Why is no one taking that and running with it?
You make it Dragon Ball hot.
So, yeah, you make it Dragon Ball hot. Which, you know, again, a lot of the art was amazing, but, you know, I was just like, man, we have to take this and we have to develop it into something that's our own, but with that spirit. And so that's where Monarchs came from, man. It came off of, you know, just the spirit of Dragon Ball, the spirit that, you know, Dragon Ball stories from ancient, you know, Chinese literature. And, you know, and I said, why is no one taking ancient African literature, ancient African American literature, stuff like that? Why is no one focused on that stuff? Why is no one diving into this? You know, one of the characters that I have had this character compared so much to JoJo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it's crazy because I'm sitting there and I'm like, dang, man, I'm like, I based them off John Henry and some Black Civil War soldiers, and y'all focused on JoJo.
You understand, man? Anime dominates the Black community, man.
Yeah,
it's one of the biggest secrets out there. It's like,
yeah,
dominate the Black community.
Yeah, and so, you know, and so that's what I feel like we have to take our narrative back. We have to control that narrative and control our image, and we have to, you know, stop letting other people do that. You know, I if you've noticed, I don't have a lot of characters, especially by women, dressed up sexy and, you know, doing some very risque things, you know, stuff like that. I want to send a message for especially the youth. I want to send a message that, you know, you are all powerful heroes. You know, every character that I create, and that's kind of why I create a whole bunch of different characters, I guess.
Too many, but I'm not. That's the conversation.
Yeah, just, you know, I want to get you guys hype about the series, but at the same time, I want I want people to see the variety. I want people to see the variety of characters, the variety of heroes, the variety, of villains and stuff like that. And I want you guys to get excited about this and to really see yourselves in this series. I want you to put yourself in Jakari's shoes and be like, oh, I've lived that experience that Jakari's lived, or put yourself in, Cyrus, y'all love Cyrus. Maybe put yourself in Cyrus's shoes, so that's the main thing. We have to stop letting, and I agree, we have to stop letting Hollywood, we have to stop begging. That's my biggest thing. If you follow my Facebook, many of y'all probably don't, but I go in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not quiet about any of this. So, we have to stop begging Hollywood. Hollywood's going to do whatever they want to do. They don't care. They don't care about, making your image. They don't care about making you positive.
They don't even care about profits.
Yeah, they just care about profits. They are willing to slap a black face. Yeah.
If it's either influence or profits, they take influence every time.
Right. They're willing to take a black face, slap it over something, and call it a day because they know people will support it. And so, you guys, there's so many creators out here that y'all can be supporting that need your help, that need your support to get this stuff off the ground, to get this stuff into the mainstream. I have been saying this on my Facebook for a while, and I'm probably going to start saying it on my Instagram. There is a black creator wave coming, and it's going to hit hard. Now that I'm in this community, I'm part of it, I'm in this space, I just have this feeling that something is about to hit hard, and it's about to turn the world upside down. They're not going to know what to do.
Yeah, so, man. But enough about me. What else is happening out there? Yeah, you tell apocalypse happening. I'm about to tear shit down. So I don't know if you talk about me or you talk about the rest of the world. But yeah, man, that's what's up. Let's go take some questions, man. I'm just gonna start right here. First, I want to highlight that is Bostock over here because he just became a patron. Thank you so much, player. I love that. I need my patrons, man. We almost there too. We almost do it. We about to kill this thing. So let's get some questions first. Where can I buy stock to support? I don't know. Do you have an investment round coming up, Josh? Not yet.
No. Nah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm having an investment round in, I believe, August. So August will be the next time people who haven't invested yet in our company can invest. All right. So that will be an investment round in August. Look out for it. You can always just simply follow us on YouTube and subscribe there. You can become a patron, so you're guaranteed first look at our campaign. I think that's very important because last time when we did our campaign, we had, in the first 2 weeks, we had raised basically 70% of our goal. We had 1 week in public before the campaign was closed. We closed out in like 20 days, raised $500,000, and we blew past the last 100,000 in like the last 24 hours. So once it got close, people said, "Oh, fuck that! They didn't want to miss it," and just instantly closed from like 400,000 to 500, just like that. So be prepared. Whatever you're gonna do, be prepared. So if you want to be in that first round and guaranteed that you're gonna get that first look, become a patron. You get 11 comics anyway, so it's not like a bad deal. You get 11 comics right on the first day, and then when we start our campaign, you're gonna be the first one to get the link to go in there. You got exclusivity for a while, so you can get your ducks in a row, buy your stock, and then move on. You know what I mean? So that's what we're gonna be doing there. Let's keep going with the questions. Come on, throw some questions at Josh over here. Let's see. Oh, by the way, your website, let's go type that in the comment section. Your website is monarchscomic.com. Not Monarchs Comics.
Yeah.
Yep.
And my Patreon's on there, so you can become a patron on there. Or patron, sorry, on there. You can buy the books. So yeah, check it out.
Yep. Let's see here. So we got that right there. Let's see. What other questions do we have? Do we have any more questions? I'm gonna look back too, because we'll be asking questions in the middle of our conversations, and I don't really see them. I'm trying to pay attention to the speaker. But let's see. Let's see. That question's a little slow. What's your YouTube channel?
Sky Legend Animation.
Sky Legends. Is it Sky Legends or Sky Legend?
Sky Legend Animation.
Okay, Sky Legend Animation is his tag on YouTube. So here you go. Let's go put that up there. Boom. Sky Legend Animation. That's his YouTube channel. It's like 3 times as big as mine. So I envy. That's all right. That's my problem. All right. Let's see. Okay. Here's a question. Let's see. Anakin Skywalker. Love to see someone from the dark side. Your Black Sands Comics is awesome, bro. The story is like you took Dragon Ball, Avatar: Last Banner, and actual African history. No politics, just storytelling. Well, yeah, that's kind of true. We did definitely get influenced by Avatar's look and feel, you know. And obviously, our character development is more in line with Dragon Ball, or more of a scene-in show where people die, right? So people aren't like cookie cutter good guys and stuff in Black Sands. Asar is not necessarily the hero that everybody's like, yay, Naruto, he saves everyone's life. He said, Asar's gonna kill you. So Asar's gonna hit you once, and if you die, you die, because that's Asar's attitude in life. So very different kind of heroes, but sometimes we need that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Let's see if we got any more questions. I'm brainstorming my own comic, like, how do I join Black Sands? All right, so I'm brainstorming my own comic based on Commit, an Afrofuturistic blend with DBZ and X-Men. How do I join Black Sands? So for creators, right? I always tell creators, make your first book. I have an entire course online. You can go in there and follow the guidelines, estimate how much cost you're going to be. If you really want to be really high speed on this, the best way to do it, if you don't want to spend a lot of money and do all the things and just do it right, is make 6 badass pages. Hire somebody from Fiverr, right? A nice artist that fits the style of the story you're making. Do 6 pages. Do a nice cover, right? Go on Kickstarter. Talk about your amazing comic book. Raise $2,000-$3,000. Fund your comic book. Call it a day. You can do all that within 3 months. You can do it. It's not a problem. Do it. You do that, I'll be impressed. I'll be like, okay, this is a person I can invest in. I don't like investing in people who I know ain't gonna be making stuff. They gotta make stuff, because I'll be damned if I use my manpower or my time on other people. However, once they've proven that they're capable of developing content at a professional level, I'm game. I'm gonna do as much as I can to make them blow up. We got some people signed already. So that's what's up with that. Let's see. Are you going to have auditions for voice characters? Yes, and the auditions are going to be exclusive to Patreon. I have a lot of patrons, so there's no reason why I should be going outside of Patreon to go and find voice casters. I'm just be honest with you. We have 450 patrons right now. If we have 600 patrons by the time we do 4, 5, and 6, all the characters who haven't been cast yet, or I just feel it wasn't that good in the first casting, they're going to be recast, and they're going to be recast in Patreon. All right. Now, if I can't get somebody from Patreon, then eventually I'll go to the public. But I'm almost certainly going to use Patreon as the main hub for voice actors for episode 4, 5, and 6. And who knows? If we keep growing, maybe I'll animate Cosmic Girls. Maybe I'll animate Monarchs. I don't give a damn, right? So long as we're doing stuff that matters, So if we're constantly growing, you're gonna see like freaking, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 freaking motion comics from us a year, from all different type of books. They're assigned to us already. So I'm like, hey, wouldn't it be cool to just make it into a motion comic? I got the money, I just do it. So it's like, but this, capital is power, right? You can do a lot with capital. If you got the capital on hand and you're somebody who gets shit done, you can do a lot of things, right? Some people have a lot of capital in their hand. They still can't do nothing for like 2 years. They're like, I can't do nothing. We're working on it. He's working on it. They're working on it. It's like, get it out. You know, it said, I got capital. It's getting done on a certain time period. Like I set a date because I already know I have the capital to do it. The only problem would be manpower. And if manpower is the problem, I just fire them and get better manpower. You know?
Yeah, that's
the
my
reality,
get it
right?
done. Get it done. You just get it out there. Stop sitting around and waiting. Like, get your stuff out there.
They hunt, they sit on it for so long. Do you accept Asian comics? Yes, with black or brown creators. Absolutely. All right, so Asian oriented. If it's not even have, it doesn't even have any black people at all. If it's created by black folk, right? Somebody on the production team is black. I'm good. I don't care. That's fine with me. You know. So that's something big. And you know, we also brown creators. I don't care if they Hispanic. If it's a whole bunch of Puerto Rican heritage, I want it. You know, I want stuff about Spanish, anything Spanish, anything native, right? Indigenous, I want it. That's hot stuff. That's stuff that black people love. Believe it or not, black people love that stuff. They love everything about indigenous cultures and all that. They love every bit of it. So we need to get that content as well. Hell, even Middle Eastern stuff. You know, you never see it, so why not? Right? I've never seen nothing about real, you know, Sumerian tales and stuff like that. Real Iranian, like freaking, like, you know, like old stuff. I want to see something from like the days of I just want to see some real gangster stuff from the ancient times. You know, so that's what I want in my company. That's what we're about. We're a rebellion, right? We're absolute rebellion, and these people have been the most marginalized in the West. The West don't like black, brown, and sand brown. They don't like any of us. You know, they don't,
Sand brown.
It might sound a little racist, but it's not. Trust me, I love these cats. But basically, that's how it rolls. Let's see. See. Look at that. Boom. Someone just sent a donation to Monarchs.
Oh, shoot. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about. Love it.
Thank you.
Let's see. Oh man, a lot of questions came in. Now I gotta freaking go back. Let's see. What are some words of wisdom for the guy that is doing it all themselves, i.e. illustrations, writings? I'm 40-page into my graphic novel. Scott, I'll let you handle that, and then I'm going to come in on top of you.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess words of wisdom. I mean, I guess my main thing is, you know, just get it out there. That's the first thing. Get it done, get it out there. Don't worry about, you know. So basically, if you saw Monarchs, and Manuel can tell you, if you saw Monarchs 2 years ago, how it looked then compared to how it looks now, it looks totally different, way better. If you get the books, you can see the difference of, you know, me developing the style. Like in the first chapter, you can see where there's a clear difference of the style and me getting more comfortable with my characters and design. So don't be afraid to put your stuff out there and stop waiting on perfection, because you're going to be waiting forever. You know, the artist, you as an artist, you're your worst critic. You're always going to see problems. You're always going to think your stuff sucks. But people will see potential in your stuff. People will see potential in your work. People will give you that you know, leg up. So pretty much that's what I would say as far as the illustration side. For the writing side, I read. I read. I watch a lot of videos on writing, just to kind of get ideas and to make sure. And I don't have the most complicated writing, especially right now in the comic. But if you do have much more complicated writing, then I think that's the best place to start, is just to read, you know, read things and watch. YouTube's got a plethora of videos.
Yeah, Entertainment, who has an entire course on independent.
And and Black Sands got an entire course. So you know, start there.
Yeah, one thing I would like to say too is make sure that you are competitive. All right. So though Monarchs grew over time and changed the style to a more mature animation style, right? I mean, it just molded to a more mature look. People were a little bit more like an older reader compared to what originally was. What I say is, when we're creating everything ourselves, make sure that we are competitive. So if your art style is if you can pick up another manga or whatever, right, or whatever, you go to Barnes and Noble and look at their mangas and say, okay, my manga versus their mangas.
Yeah.
Okay, it's about average, right? It's about roughly the same, right? You'd be like, okay, you're good, you're competitive. Now you can build everything yourself. If you can't say you're competitive, right, from just straight up art, right, you got to hire somebody out because
Yeah.
while people will believe in your ideas and visions, if you lead with a bad foot, they won't give you a chance because people are just vain. They make
Yeah.
decisions very quickly. They look at a cover and they say, "Oh, I'm sold." They don't even know what it's about. They just see a cover and they're ready to go. You know, and 90% of your sales are going to be that impulse buy.
Yeah.
So anything to stop them from doing the impulse buy is something that you need to avoid if you can.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what Kickstarter is for. You're right. That's what Kickstarter is for right there. Is to help you when you realize that you can't do it yourself. And I always tell people too, write a novel.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a book. It's usually a hell of a lot easier to be a successful book writer than it is a comic writer, especially a
Yeah.
comic solo. You know, so I always tell people write a book. If your art is not there yet, write a book. You know, so
Yeah.
who knows? You might have the bomb ass art. So I have no clue. So we'll find out later on, right? Okay, let's see here. Let's see. We have like a couple. I'm gonna take like two more and then I'm done. Uh, Eternal comment. Do you plan on publishing black-owned games? Do you plan to publish black-owned games? Maybe. I'm planning on making them. That's for sure. I don't know if I'm going to be publishing them, but I don't see why I wouldn't put my name to a video game that was developed out there for. Because at the end of the day, I do have a lot of influence with buyers. You know, I think that's my biggest power. If there was like a superpower for Black Sands Entertainment, it would be connection to buyers, people who actually purchase product. You know, we have a goal now because we want to eventually hit $1 million in sales next year, right? We want 2021 to be $1 million in sales from just physical books by itself. In order to pull that off, we have to get around $80,000 a month in sales. So what we're trying to do is experiment next month, right? Because our books should be back in stock. Is I'm gonna try to hit 80,000 in sales that 1 month. Now I don't have enough inventory to do that for the whole damn year, right? I'm gonna have to go back to China and do all that bull crap to get more books. But if I can at least pull it off 1 month, I can pull it off 12 months. So I'm gonna try, right? And I don't even care if I make a lot of profits off it. I'm gonna try to hit that number. That's my number. You know, I'm gonna hit that number just to say I can hit that number. Because once you know that you can burn that many books, right? That means that you can do 10,000 book print runs per book, right? 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, the whole roster 10,000, because you know you're burning through 1,500, 2,000 books a month each. You know, so you're like, so that's my plan. Will I be able to pull it off? I don't know. I hope you guys cheer me on. I hope you guys buy some freaking books, right? But that's the idea. We got to stop acting like small cats in this thing. We can weaponize social media to dominate, right? And that's what we've been doing. So games, I don't see why not. I put my name onto a dope black game. You know, it doesn't have to be about black people. It could just be a game. You know, what the hell? There's so many cool things out there that nobody weren't even freaking. They weren't even like they had nothing to do with the culture that created them at all. But they ended up doing numbers, serious numbers. Let's see. Now this one's a simple one. How do you become a patron? Uh, you see that scrolling text in the bottom? It says subscribe today at patreon.com/blacksands. So just go to that link, patreon.com/blacksands, and join. You can join with a $5 tier or the $20 tier. $5 tier gets all the comic books. You only get new ones when they come out every month. $20 tier is for people who also want to be first round investors. It helps us get to our goal a lot faster so we can build a lot more stuff and create things for the community. And like I said, first rounders. So if you're planning on investing $1,000, something like that, $20 tax ain't that much to go and be the first one in. You know, it's like a reservation. Like, you know what? I'm gonna reserve my spot because I don't want to end up being in this investment round and then find out that it's closed already. And that happened. That happened. 400 people got turned away because we hit our maximum. And what the SEC does is the SEC, right? They do not allow campaigns to close when they hit the maximum. They have to be open for an additional 6 days. So the campaign was over, but it had to be open for 6 days. So people were in there throwing $1,000, $2,000, $10,000 in there, and they couldn't even get in. Eventually, a month, 2 months later, they got refunds when everything was processed, and they found out they didn't get bumped down enough to get into the actual investment round. A lot of hearts got broken. A lot of stuff like that happened because it just we couldn't avoid that. That was the SEC rule. You can't close your investment round instantly, right? So be careful about that. I don't want nobody to be put in that situation again. I want them to get in and stay in, you know. And I greatly underestimated my ability to raise money, because if I knew that I could just blow through numbers like that, I would have put $1 million freaking valuation. I would have put $1 million on there as the goal instead, right? If I knew I could raise it, I would have did it. But I did it, and I was like, ah, crap. Hey, can I open my campaign to do more? Oh no, now you have to get an audit for $10,000. Like, God damn it! I guess I gotta wait a second. So now I'm doing my audit, but it's wild stuff. So join our Patreon, man. Be a part of the army, and we talk trash over there. We talk on Discord. We help creators all the time. We have free courses. Holla at your boy. Let's see. What messages are you trying to display in Stories of Monarchs? That's all you.
Oh, what messages?
What's the message, man?
So basically, man, the message is so there's going to be a lot of messages.
I don't want to hear a lot of messages. What's Jakari's message? I don't want no
Jakari
side character's message.
Basically, Jakari's message is, learning how to become a leader. That's his thing. I feel like that is one of the most important things that the Black community and we have to figure out, becoming leaders. And so Jakari is going to go through a whole lot of trials. He's going to have a whole lot of issues that he's going to have to deal with. He's going to have a whole lot of decisions that he's going to have to make, whether it be good or bad. He's going to have to deal with some characters, that are going to put him in a very, very, very bad place. He's going to have to figure his way out of that to become a proper leader, to be able to lead the people that he's trying to lead, to be able to become that monarch, to be able to become more than a monarch and what the monarchs represent in the series.
Okay. All right. So that's about it for you guys. We're done today. Remember, if you want to sign up to be a patron, just go to patreon.com. That's with an E. See? So patreon.com/BlackSands. Subscribe today. Get your comic books. And just remember, every dollar you give to me, eventually it goes to other Black people in the community. Because like I said, Joshua here, he's doing 4, 5, and 6. So he's waiting on that check. He's like, I need to hurry up so I can get paid, so I can make these animations. So he's waiting for that check right there. But this has been going on for years, man. I have no problem giving people. And the thing about it is too, here's another thing that I think a lot of creators need to do, and that's be respectful to the talent that's been very loyal to you. All right. So when you have money to give, you increase their pay. When you see that they've grown and you see that their body of work has become better and that they have options, you increase their pay. Increase their pay because it's respectful. They're not the same person they were before. Just like you would have to give people raises at a freaking company, right? Give them a raise too, and I guarantee you they'll stay loyal to you. All right. So I try to do my best with Josh over here because he's worked with me for years, and even though we've had some moments, right, where he signed with certain people I ain't necessarily agree, I still let it slide because I was like, nah, that's gonna work with me, so I'm good, But that's the reality of this whole game, right? Be respectful to the creators that work with you. If they're exceptional, make sure that they feel loved, and make sure that they will always be there for you when you need them by just being liberal with your funds. If you know you got the money, don't tighten your purses, right? Help them out, and they're gonna do everything for you exclusively because you're being right. You're being right about it, right? Every gesture matters. So that's what's up. This is it right here. Black Sands out. We're here with Monarchs today. This has actually been an amazing interview. 1 hour on the dot. All right. We're about to go 1 hour. We got like 8 seconds left. All right. So we're out of here. Holla at your boy on Patreon, and we'll get cracking again in a week. See you later.
All right, see you.